Do you remember Monsters Inc? You know, it's that movie where we power the entire world using children's screams. It seems a bit convoluted in hindsight, doesn't it? I mean, have you never heard of a AA battery? Look, I'll show you. You insert it into devices like this, turn it on, and it provides power. No screaming kids needed. And speak of the devil, look what game it is. It's Monsters Inc. on the Game Boy Color. Wow, I bet you wasn't expecting that of all games. Sorry if you was expecting tech deck skateboarding, but you know, maybe next video. But well, time to check this out. Let's go.
I'm a lonely Goomba, stuck between two pipes. Well, guess I'll keep on gaming for the rest of my life.
So, since it's a movie game, it basically follows a plot of a movie. So, watch the movie if you haven't, cause I ain't covering it. But hey, the artwork is pretty nice actually, and look, they did the thing. That's kinda cute. The game then starts, and the first stage is, leaving your house to go to work. Really? That's what we're gonna go with? I mean, okay, but I gotta say, visually, this looks nice. The environments look detailed, I mean especially for the Game Boy Color, and Sully's sprite is looking high quality. The music is a bop too. You know, maybe this game might actually be good. The controls are a bit ass though. I mean, it's one of those clunky sluggish games where you need to slowly pour yourself up ledges all the time. Like the old Prince of Persia's or, I don't know, less to be unlikely. I mean, does anyone even like those controls in platform games? I feel like there's a reason you never see this anymore, because it fucking sucked. Just let me jump on the platform, come on man. But what else can Sully do? Well, you can roar, which, spoilers, is only used in one level in the entire game, and you can double tap the D-pad to dash just like Wario and smash walls and stuff like that. Somehow, it always seems to come back to Wario. Not really sure what I'm doing or what anything does though. I'm sort of just walking around picking everything up. You got gems, you got, Chinese takeout boxes, and you got these green dolls. I just presume I need to find them all for 100%, so I'm picking them all up regardless. Otherwise, this level is like 5 seconds long. Anyway, we get to work, and it's time to scare kids. Which, out of context, that sounds kind of questionable. So we just gotta go into these doors, make it to the end of the room whilst dodging these toys, and scare the shit out of some sleeping kids. And you've got to repeat this process 5 different times. Wait a minute. 5 nights scaring kids. I mean, this is probably the closest we're ever gonna get to a 5 Nights at Freddy's on the Game Boy. But all this is easier said than done, because these kids have very long horizontal rooms, don't they? Like, I've walked past 4 windows in one room. Big ass windows too. Kid living in a mansion or something. What's even the point in having these fancy curtains if you ain't gonna use them? Who knows who could be peering through the windows at night? Stupid kids. They deserve to get their screams harvested for energy at this point. We then get to play as our boy Mike Wazowski. And wow, he plays a lot better. There's none of that slow ledge grabbing nonsense, and you can even double jump. It controls so much better that the level only lasts about 2 minutes, and then we're back to playing as Sully. Great. For the record, they dedicated 2 whole levels to just finding Mike's missing paperwork. They're really padding this game out, ain't they? I mean, what's the next level? Mike needs to take a shit, search for 8 missing toilet papers? Just get on with it already. Oh, and also, it turns out the collectibles are pointless. The gems are just health, but I maxed it out at 99, so I can't even pick them up. And the other things just give you extra lives, so basically, exploring the levels is kinda pointless. You might as well just beeline it to the end. Unless I get hit like 99 times, I think I'm gonna be okay. And finally, something actually happens. See, just like the movies, Boo finds a way into the monster world, and we've got to protect her. And, hold up a minute, did that thing just kill me in one hit? Okay, seriously, between this and Beetlejuice, what's the deal with these games having health bars only for guys to kill you in one hit anyway? I mean, so much for 99 hit points. You can't even attack now either. The only thing you can do is throw these toys at people to distract them. I tried that once with one of my, Goomba bobblehead toys actually, but it didn't go so well, let me tell you. But even so, Sully is so sluggish that you'll probably somehow get caught anyway. And if you play as Mike, you'll probably go so fast, you'll just be running into them before you can even see it. Can't be having too much fun now, can we? The levels are getting pretty big now too, and it's becoming one of those where do I even go kind of games. I mean, it's not even obvious what's a solid object or not. Half the time I'm just walking into walls because I've got trust issues at this point. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Mike then gets captured by Randall, and it's time for the first boss. And let me tell you, the bullshit meter is cranked up to 11 here. At a glance it seems simple enough. Push the cage onto Randall 3 times and we win. Problem is, the cage disappears almost instantly, so you've got no time to line it up. And secondly, and this is the biggie, the instant you damage him, he'll just jump up and instantly kill you in one hit. Bro, how the fuck am I supposed to dodge this? Jumping here don't work, legging it over here didn't do shit. I mean, he's out for blood. You basically just have to pick a random spot and hope you get lucky, cause you ain't gonna outrun him. I burnt through my life so fast here, I got a game over, and what the heck even is this game over screen anyway? It's like some ancient Aztec looking art or something. It's kind of weird. You know, this whole boss is a bit of a nightmare, I've got to tell you. But eventually, I did it. And just like the movie, we get banished to the Himalayas. And it's increasingly apparent at this point that my dreams of having a nice, pleasant, easy game ain't gonna happen. I mean, look at this shit. You got precision platforming on crumbling platforms, and you got falling icicles which knock you into instant death pits. And to think I used to like icicles in games. How times have changed. And to rub more salt in the wound, since I got that game over earlier, I lost all 99 of my hit points. So now I'm dying by one hit, even by the smallest of things. I'm scrambling for whatever health I can get at this point. Not that it really matters, because look at this shit. You just gotta hope it lines up, or yeah, fucked. We've then got this little cool sled game, which starts off pretty fun, but yet again, it gets oddly difficult. You're making some pretty precise jumps here, I'm not gonna lie. Like, who is this game even for? I was thinking it's for kids, but ain't no kid getting past that snow level. I'm telling you, this is basically unseen content from this point onwards. I'm in uncharted waters. Anyway, we then make it back to the monster's world, and it somehow gets even more difficult. It's not even the good kind of difficulty though. It's not a fun challenge to rise up to, it's just bad design. Like, you'll be standing on a platform and blammo, the old falling spike into death combo. The fuck was I even supposed to do? I mean, nowhere is safe. You've got to keep moving. The game wants you dead. I gotta be honest, at this point, I'm tempted to just give up on Boo. I mean, I'm sure she's a sweet kid and all, but at a certain point, you've just gotta take the L, you know. Hats off to you, Randall. I guess he just wanted it more. But alas, we make it onto the second boss. And at this point, I'm dead fucking serious when I say this. This is one of the most difficult bosses I've played in any game ever, and you'll never think so just looking at it. See, you've got to jump on these canisters as Sully whilst dodging Randall and Waternoose at the same time. The problem is, there's just nowhere to go. You just get fenced in constantly. You hang down, Randall gets you. You stand on the other side, it's still not safe. You stay at the top, you get crabbed to death. And even if you dodge that, Randall will probably just jump up and get you anyway. You try everywhere. You're swapping characters, you're crawling about, you're legging it across the screen. There's just nothing. There isn't a single safe spot, and they don't even follow a consistent pattern. It's almost embarrassing to say, but this took me over 30 tries. And if you're thinking, you know, maybe I just suck at the game, please just play it. I mean, I'm serious. Anyone who's beating this boss legit shares some kind of unspoken spiritual bond. Who knows? It could be you. We could be linked. But eventually I get lucky and I did it. I would say that I mastered it, but to be honest, I just stood at the right place at the right time and stuff kind of happened. You know, just like real life. But alas, we're onto the final level, and somehow it got worse. I'm not even being hyperbolic. This is worse than the boss. So like the movie, you're jumping on a bunch of hanging doors and Randy is trying to bite your face off. The thing is, he don't mess around. He's up your arse so much that the only way to survive is to basically know where the platforms are before you even see them. You'll spend half the level off screen, but it's basically mandatory. The amount of near misses you'll get is crazy. Sometimes you'll be so far ahead that there's just no way he's gonna get you right. Wrong! You have to be perfect. Miss a single cycle and you're dead. Take a split second too long, dead. Climb up too slow, dead. And that's even if Sully decides to grab onto them in the first place. I can't tell you how many times he just flat out refused to grab onto the doors. Like, just grab onto the fucking door! Grab the door! Sorry, I lost my cool a bit there. Sorry everybody. Didn't mean to scare you, it won't happen again. And then you'll finally grab onto a door and it'll just fucking off screen you and kill you anyway. I mean, you know a level's bad when pretty much the only review on the entire internet about this game gave up on this level. Well, Mo Bear, this one's for you, cause I ain't no quitter. And we did it. And I've got to be honest, I never want to see another door for as long as I live. But it's time for the final boss. And at this point, I'm just done, man. I mean, I've got a headache, my eyes are hurting, I'm sweaty, I'm pissed off. You know what I mean? It's like, can I really be arsed with another fucking shit boss? And yeah, it's just more shite. The idea is simple enough. He throws up these canisters and they explode, and you've got to push him down to hit him. The timing's mostly luck based, and like all the other bosses, you just gotta hope for the best. There's just no dodging these attacks, you just simply can't react quick enough. You can't do shit. Just pick a spot and hope he doesn't throw a canister into your face. The tried and trusted method. But I did it. And there's no sense of joy or accomplishment. I'm just glad it's over. I mean, guys, this game was truly fucking miserable. Those final two bosses and that door level took twice as long as the rest of the game combined. I picked this game because I thought it'd be a cute little easy game, you know? I mean, same with fucking Beetlejuice actually, and we all know how that turned out. I mean, I can't catch a fucking break. But what if I told you there was another Monsters Inc. game on the Game Boy? This time on the Game Boy Advance. And you know what? I'm gonna play it too. Monsters Inc. is such a good movie that I think we owe it to the film that we give it another chance. I mean, this is it. The redemption game. I can feel it. So the game starts off and it sort of follows the plot of the movie, but not really. It starts halfway through the film and Randall just shreds Boo's door immediately and scatters the pieces across the world. And that's it. That's the entire story of the game. But how is the game? Well, like the Game Boy Color one, it looks pretty good, but it's more of a Streets of Rage kind of game as opposed to a platformer. Only you can't punch or do much really, you just roar at enemies. Well, I say roar, but it sounds like he's just saying wow. Wow! Is he trying to scare me, or has he just like found a good deal on lawnmowers or something? Wow! We might never know. So these levels are quite big, and they're just like massive mazes really. It doesn't help that every room looks the same, and so many of them have shit all in them. You're just wasting your time. Wow, a single piece of candy. Totally worth the effort. But eventually, we do find all the door pieces, and the level ends, and we have to slowly build back the door with a little jigsaw game. That's kind of cute. You have to do this after every single level, by the way. But on to level 2, and it's exactly the same as level 1. I mean, seriously, no new enemies, no new environment, no new music. It's identical. Yeah, the fireplace monster was pretty cool the first time I saw it, but I've seen this shit 50 times already. And then there's level 3, and yep, it's the same, there's nothing new. I could literally put all these levels side by side and you wouldn't even be able to tell them apart. So frankly, I'm already getting bored 3 levels in. I do find this bonus room though, and it's a little sled minigame, but it controls so poorly. The jumping just does what the heck it wants, and I'm not really sure what the point of it is other than collecting candies, which are used to attack. But I have 83 of these things already. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna attack 83 times, let's be honest. You don't even need to attack enemies anyway, and you can't even kill them, so you might as well just run past them. There's also this screen nuke attack, which you can use 3 times if you really want to knock them out. So basically, candy is pointless. But alas, we completed Boo's door. I mean, short game, eh? We go into the door, and it's time for the final boss. And it's Randall, but he's like blue and shooting ice. I mean, I guess that's a thing now. There's not really anything to this. I just throw a few times and he dies. But I mean, after what I went through with the Game Boy Color game, I ain't gonna complain. The screen then fills up with yellow snow. I mean, I presume it's probably smoke, but this effect sucks. But then, right, this bugger strolls along and shreds the fucking door again. What? Bro, who even is this guy? Is a whole factory in on this or something? And then we've got 4 more levels. Great. Well, at least we get a new environment, thank fuck. We're on the rooftops now, and we've got a bunch of electrified water and balloons to pop, mixed in with some funky depth perception, and it's a classic. But here's the thing, right? You go into these doors, and yep, it's the same bleeding environment from World 1. Bro, how much are they gonna milk that shit? If I see that fireplace one more time, I'm gonna shove my fucking face in the fireplace. But the next level is on a street, so again, I'm glad we're getting some new level themes. But where is everything? I mean, where do I even go? Well, it's at this point I find out, if you press the select button, there's a bleeding map screen. Man, that would have been so handy before. So here's the thing, right? You can go in some of these doors to enter the buildings, and guess what? It's the fucking fireplace. I can't fucking believe it. It's all the same shit as before. They think they're so slick, adding a little street so you think it's a new level, but I know what they're up to. I see through their plan. This entire game is just finding new excuses to reuse the same fucking level theme the entire game. I mean, the next level is the streets again, only it's night time. It's the exact same thing as before. I'm losing the will to live. Anyway, then there's another rooftop level with fireplaces, and we're on to the second boss. And it's quite tricky actually. I mean, it's hard to line up your hits, so you're better off just doing that screen nuke attack and waiting for Boo to throw more ammo at you. I mean, I even got my very first death here. Wow, that was quite dramatic. But yeah, overall, this is a pretty decent boss, so we beat it, and then the yellow piss snow appears again. And guess what? Now this bastard's shredding the door. I don't know what that door did to these monsters, but they have a serious vendetta at this point. Luckily, it's around here that I think the developers realised they had a bit of a stinker on their hands, because the levels suddenly get way shorter. Like this street level has no doors you can enter, it's just a few screens wide. But man, what is with all these rolling trash cans? Is Donkey Kong just off screen or something? They just never stop. But yeah, this level only took 2 minutes, and the entire world's like this. The 4th level even has us going into a sushi restaurant, and it's great. This is like literally the first new enemy we've had the entire game. I mean, I'm shocked. He keeps showing up throughout the level and yeeting sushi at you. I mean, if you want me to eat sushi that badly, you could have just asked, you know. But the real enemy is this water. Fall in this and you're instantly dead. Bro, how deep is that thing? But seriously, I'm blasting through this game now. Once you realise how overpowered this map is, it saves a lot of wasted time. Just walk in a room, open the map, see if there's a door piece, and leave. Nothing else matters. So apologies in advance if the gameplay is just me spamming the map every few seconds, but it's literally the best way to play. But to be honest, this world was actually pretty fun. It's almost as if the game is better when it's short, bite-sized levels, as opposed to, you know, copy and paste in the same room 500 times. Who knew? On to the third boss, and it's a piece of piss. I mean, you sort of just stand there spamming attacks. I mean, there's nothing really to it. And then guess what? Waterloo shows up, and yep, you guessed it, he shreds the door again. I mean, we've put this shit together 3 times already. I don't think it's working, mate. Have you considered maybe like burning it, you know, setting it on fire? I know a good fireplace you could use. And there's only 2 levels on this world, so I'm pretty sure this is the final world. We've already beaten Randall, so it's like, who could possibly shred the next door? The freaking abominable snowman? I mean, I don't know. Oh god, I've jinxed it, Anta. So, we're back at Monsters Inc., but it is a new environment at least. But there's not really much to say, it's just the same shit, you know, same enemies. The only new thing here is that sometimes these guys jump out the lockers and scare you. Or those guys who burst out of the toilets and give you a bit of a jump scare. You know, I really could have done without seeing a monster take a shit today. Next level is basically the same thing, but now it's time to finally end this. It's time for the final boss. For reals this time. Unlike the other bosses, it's super easy. I mean, come to think of it, I think I've only died like twice this entire game. And one of them was falling into a little tiny tank of water. Meanwhile, on the Game Boy Color game, I probably died like 100 fucking times. I mean, it's a bit of a contrast, I've got to say. But that's it. We beat him, and the game is over. So, that's Monsters Inc. on the Game Boy. No fucking way. There's another world with 5 more levels. Believe it in heck. This is the game that will truly never end. Right, so this has to be the last world, and we're on the work floor, and there's alarms going off, and it's kind of neat, I guess. You can go in some of these doors, and they teleport you around the factory, which literally isn't how those doors even work. I mean, come on now, you can't even be consistent with the bleeding law. You can also go up on top of these belts, which is pretty cool. And the final few levels, I was deep into the door storage, or whatever it's called. I mean, these levels are huge, and there's not much variety. Every single room looks the same, and it has the same obstacles. They sort of all just blend together, but I'm determined to get this over with at this point. I'm just brute forcing it at this point. I've got max lives, I'm gonna be fine. I mean, if you think I'm dodging these doors, you've got another thing coming. And now, it's time for the final boss again. And if this isn't actually the final boss, I'm gonna take this cartridge and shove it up my ass. So, for both our sakes, let's just hope it is okay. And basically, it's the first boss again, only he doesn't even attack this time. He just has 2 henchmen. But he does have a shield, so my attacks aren't working. Only that screen nuke thing. The thing is, you're gonna run out of ammo, and then you've just gotta wait for Mike to throw you more. But he's a bit of a stingy git. I mean, go on now. Come on, throw the nukes. Dude, I'm dying out here. I can't damage him. Throw the fucking nukes already. Guys, he's not throwing them. I mean, what do I do? Well, it turns out you don't even need those. You could just break the shield by spamming a normal attack, and the boss dies in like 5 seconds. And here I was thinking they actually made a hard boss for once. But nope, it was probably the easiest boss in the entire game. Well, that sucked. But we beat the boss and... no, not the yellow piss snow again. Anything but that. I ain't doing another world again. Oh, never mind. It's over, guys. We did it. And man, this game sucked. I never thought I'd say this, but I liked the Game Boy Color one more. At least that had variety and it was more memorable. I mean, it was fucking terrible, but at least there was never a dull moment. I'd rather be pissed off than to feel absolutely nothing at all. This was hands down the most boring game I think I've ever played on this channel. The game barely fucking changes from the very first level till the very end of the game. It's the same thing over and over. It's like we made 5 levels and just copied and pasted them to breaking point. Someone should really count how many fireplaces are in this game. I mean, it's gotta be close to 100. I mean, I think I could go my entire life without seeing another fireplace at this point. I mean, I hate them. They're not even efficient. They're bad for the environment. And frankly, if I wanted to watch something go up in flames, I'd just look at my YouTube career. I mean, fucking fireplaces. Useless shite. Wait a minute. There's one standing behind me right now, isn't there? Shit! And the Goomba of the week is Bloogster. Everyone knows the Bloogster, right? They're Bloogstering all over the damn place. When people see the Bloogster, they're like, "Oi, Bloogster, stop bloogering everything up, it's making a right mess." But you know, that's why we love him.